Do you actually need an EA certification to get a job in US tax? If you're a fresher planning to start your career in US tax, you may have heard people say, first become an enrolled agent, then you can get a US tax job. But is that really true? No. EA is not mandatory to start a career in US tax. You can get a US tax job without having an EA certification. In fact, many professionals start their US tax careers first and pursue their EA while working. So if you're thinking, I haven't cleared EA yet, so I can't apply for US tax job, don't wait. Start applying. Now let's understand why EA is still important. EA or enrolled agent is a professional credential issued by the IRS. It demonstrates your knowledge of federal taxation and gives you certain taxpayer representation rights before the IRS. So having an EA can definitely add value to a profile. But here is the important part. EA does not replace practical experience. For example, if you are applying for a US corporate tax job, an employer may want you to understand Form 1120, book to tax adjustments, M1 adjustments, depreciation, state taxation, and other corporate tax concepts. If you are applying for an individual tax role, they may expect knowledge of Form 1040, W2, 1099s, deductions, credits, and other individual tax concepts. So practical knowledge matters. And this is why I wouldn't recommend waiting until you clear EA before starting your US tax career. If you get an opportunity to work in US tax, take it. At the same time, you can prepare for your EA exams. Think about it this way. While working, you are getting practical exposure to tax returns and real world situations. At the same time, EA preparation helps you strengthen your theoretical knowledge of US taxation. So you are building both sides of your profile, experience plus certification, and that can be a powerful combination. Now you might ask, should I clear EA first and then search for a job? You can absolutely do that if that's your preference, but it's not the only path. If you are able to get a US tax job without EA, there is no need to stop yourself from gaining experience just because you haven't cleared the exam yet. Start working, keep learning, and prepare for EA alongside your career. Another thing I want to make clear is that simply having an EA does not guarantee a US tax job. Employers can still look at your practical knowledge, communication skills, tax concept, experience, and ability to actually perform the job. So don't think EA equals guaranteed job. Instead, think EA plus knowledge plus experience can make your profile stronger. If you're a fresher, focus on understanding the basics first. Learn the major US tax form. Understand how tax returns are prepared. Learn common tax concepts. Practice with examples. Build your resume around the skills you actually have and start applying for entry-level US tax position. Then if becoming an EA is part of your long-term career plan, prepare for it alongside your job. So if you're planning to enter the US tax field, remember this. EA is not mandatory to start a US tax career, but it can definitely be a valuable credential as you progress in your career. Don't wait for the perfect profile before starting. Start gaining knowledge, start gaining experience, and keep upgrading yourself. Because in US tax, your certification can open doors, but your knowledge and experience can help you grow through them. If you want to build a career in US tax and want more content about US tax jobs, EA, salaries, skills, and career opportunities, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video.